Have you ever bumped into your cat outside of your house in the neighborhood? How was the interaction? When I was a kid, we lived near the school and my cat would listen for the recess bell and come find me on the playground. She got confused when I went to junior high and wasn't there at recess anymore. That's adorable. He froze, slowly backed up a few steps, ran home. Another time I was going for a walk, heard him meowing. He emerged from a nearby bush, did his pick-me-up dance. I carried him about a half-mile home. He was very pleased with himself. Edit, Imgur.com. Edit 2, the picture is safe for work. I tried to fix it but don't know if it worked. Well done, slave. I'll grant you one more month. I came across my cat down the road near the busy main road. I was concerned that she would get run over, so I picked her up and decided to walk her home. She didn't mind at first as she is quite used to being picked up, but it was a good 5-minute walk to our house and she started to struggle more and more on the way up to a point where I struggled to contain her. When I finally got home, I could not get the keys out of my pocket as I needed to restrain her, so I knocked the door. My girlfriend came to the door and looked at me as if I was crazy. I said, "I found Charlie near the main road." I didn't know she roams that far, so I brought her back to avoid her getting run over. She stared at me for another 10 seconds before she said, "That's not Charlie. Charlie is asleep on the sofa." I once chased a cat around my neighborhood for a good 25 minutes, trying to get my cat in so I could go to bed. Come home after not even catching the cat, and my cat is sleeping in my bed. She waits by the side of the street every evening. When she sees me coming around the corner, she runs towards me, making little weird sounds. Then she rubs herself all over me and follows me inside the house. My cat thinks he's a dog. He comes when called, plays fetch, and wrestles with our hounds. Every evening Cat waits at the corner for me to walk the puppy. Then he follows us around the block, plays in the field with the dog for a bit, then comes home and waits for my husband to walk the bigger dog who is his best friend. 2 nights ago Cat brought his stray cat friend to walk with us. So I was the crazy lady walking a dog and 2 cats. I get some weird looks. Edit, since people seem to like Fuji. He also walks with the neighbor dogs. Every morning he walks with an old man with a golden retriever and he approaches anyone else he sees while walking. He seems to have figured out which dogs are friendly. He has about 4 houses that he goes to eat and visit with people and their pets. Cat tax old post I made a while ago, reddit.com. Yeah, found out he would regularly visit the pub, which was down the end of the street and through an alley. He would go there, beg food from people sitting on the benches outside. He looked deeply guilty when he saw me standing watching him. I can explain. Go right ahead. They, kidnapped me. What, like all the other times you went missing? And I suppose the neighbor's hamsters leapt into your mouth on their own, 2 days running, just like Jerry's pet rat that you ate, and the other neighbor's curtains became ripped all on their own, and clearly, Mrs. Vincent's grand piano was bought for you to sleep in. And it was very obviously a good idea to get on the milk float, laundry truck and tow truck because there was something interesting in there. Yes, none of it was your fault, and still I let your filthy ass sleep on my bed every night, because I loved you unconditionally. Watch your mouth or it'll shit on the carpet. This guy knows cats. PFFT. That's amateur hour. My cat pisses in my shoe. My uncle's cat pissed on my sleeping dad's head when we visited. This guy knows what's up. My cat pretends he doesn't know who I am if Hess anything further afield than our driveway. Literally just acts like I'm cramping his style. Hess a prick and I adore him. My old neighborhood was home to a lot of friendly strays that my cat befriended. I'd let him out while I was at work to chill with them. He acted like he didn't know me when they were around, but really he's a baby that gets sad if I come home late. Gotta preserve that street cred. Thug cat. Notorious CAT. I grew up in a rural community where it was common to have cats wandering around in the neighborhood. We had a cat that always came over to our place that we fed. She was the friendliest cat, as long as she was within the bounds of our property. As soon as she left the edge of our driveway though, she would run away from you if you tried to approach her. Not sure why being outside of our lawn caused a 180-degree personality shift, but that's the way she was. I've had boyfriends with similar tendencies. I imagine walking beside his car as he backs out of the driveway. Bye honey, have fun. See you tonight. Car crosses curb you. Who are you? Why are you talking to me? Squealing tires. I ask him, why are you outside, Ricardo? You are an indoor kitty. Do not run or resist. I have you now. Return to me. And then he just run. Your cat has the best name. Best name by Milos. My family had 3 cats, 2 now. The one this comment concerns passed away this spring. 2 out of 3 like the occasional wander, but the third, Saphira, preferred to stay at home and be an old grumpy cat lady. She did not like other cats, people or anyone who wasn't me or my parents. But sometimes, when I was walking home from school, I would spot her a bit away from our home, charming all the neighborhood kids for cuddles. I never intervened or acted like I noticed, and if she heard me she'd leave. But I knew. Panicked because he doesn't like other people, then realized it was me and acted smug that his human was with him. Yeah, I take my human for walks, don't you? I was driving past a school a couple of blocks from home and saw his fat ass disappearing through a side gate. Pulled over and said to him through the fence, what are you doing out here? You could see from the confusion on his face that he was surprised to see me. It was all, wait, what? He meowed at me a couple of times, then wandered off to whatever business he was up to. Lamau, you make it sound like he's your friend and you're ducking with him, lol. Not my cat, but the story fits. I used to have 3 cats, but this isn't about them. Every once in a while, a random neighborhood cat would get in our house through the cat door, eat our cat's food, and get pets and cuddles from whoever was inside. We called this cat Spots. We'd see him at the house, of course, and in about a 3-block radius. He was our part-time cat. One time, he came over and stayed for 3 days. It was cold, he'd sleep on my bed. So cute. Anyway, on the 3rd day, there was a sign on the corner, Lost Tomcat. Very friendly. 3034X, no physical description or anything, just that I figured that whoever made the sign was probably talking about Spots, so I called. Turns out I was right. The owner, an elderly man, walked over to the house. As soon as Spots saw the guy, he ran up to him and rolled over on his back like a friendly kitty. Ah, sweet pea, I missed you too. He picked Spots up. Spots went all floppy like a rag doll, rubbing up against the guy's hand. I explained that Spots just kinda showed up, ate the food, made friends with the humans, and avoided the other cats. The guy said that Sweet Pea has done that a couple times before, at different houses. He's such a charming little man. But it's cold, so I wanted to make sure he was okay. And I missed the little guy. He walked home, carrying the cat. Spots kept showing up to say hi for the rest of the time I lived there. Not me, but my mom would tell this story every time I sang the song about Freddie Wilson's cat growing up. In the summer, my indoor childhood cat would sit in the windows and occasionally pop out the screens. One night he did this and my mom caught him casually walking down the street when she was coming home from work. She just got out of the car and asked him exactly where the hell he thought he was going, lol. He took off into the ravine, and she prepared to have to tell very young me that our cat ran away. By the time she got through the neighborhood though, he was waiting in the carport. There is a Mexican expression. Cats and drunk people. God knows how, but they always find their way home. I found him with stray cats, then he totally ignored me. When he came home later, I sat him down and had a serious talk with him about hanging out with strays. Since then, every time I bump into him, he abandons his friends and runs home, then acts all cute when I get there. Ha! I drove around the corner one time and saw my cat sitting in a circle of other cats, and I rolled down the window and I was like, smoky cloud, what on earth do you think you are doing? And his eyes snapped up and locked with mine and all the cats scattered. Ha, he looked so guilty when I got home. They were definitely planning something.